Hi everyone, this is Shappy from Standing Out Running. Obviously, as you can see, I just opened up my pair of the Hoka Skyward X in a normal shoe box. I really wanted that other box. I'm not gonna lie, I'm being petty. I wanted that box. I wanted the magic, like in the folding open. I wanted all of it. So my new goal is to get at least popular enough that not only do companies send me shoes, they send me the boxes. I mean, I'll pay for the shoes full. Just give me the box. I'll pay extra for the box too. I'll pay $50 more for that box. Yes, I will. There's no way that box is $50, but I'll pay for it because I want that experience. But I'm here to talk about the shoes, so let's talk about the shoes. So the shoe we have today is the Hoka Skyward X, and I have to say this is going to be one of my top shoes of the year. This shoe is meant to be your steady, long run, recovery run shoe, and for that, it is absolutely perfect. It's everything I want in a shoe to do that. All right. So there are a lot of differences between this Hoka Skyward X2 and the original. All right. So let's talk about those real quick. All right. Now let's get more in depth with this shoe. Now the upper is made of a jacquard mesh or jacquard mesh. Not too sure. Basically, what that means, it's a fancy saying for that it is a one knit upper that's meant to be very breathable. So a lot of airflow could pass through it. While the upper is very comfortable, um, I will say it is not the most breathable. So they need to like double the jacquard or something like that to get more airflow in there. But other than that, for a Hoka, this is one of the best fitting shoes I've ever had because Hoka is known to be running a little bit narrow, but this is plenty of forefoot, plenty of it opens up. There's plenty of volume in the top, so there is no squeezing at all, even for my semi-wider feet. So I think any person could get in this. If you are narrow-footed, I still feel like you'd be comfortable in this shoe. The lockdown is really good. You have normal laces, nothing special, but then again, this is not a race shoe. You don't need those sawtooth laces, even though they're my favorite and I love them anything. But still, these are fine. They do the job, and that's what you need. The tongue is relatively thinner, so I think that's where they shaved some weight. You can see some padding to it. It's not gusseted, but again, it's tied down through the tongue there, so it works great. It's very comfortable. The heel counter, it is a nice stiff one, plenty of cushioning, and it holds you real nice, very comfortable. You'll see this kind of the logo right there. It's kind of like a plastic piece to keep it from going anywhere, and it does a very good job holding your ankle in place. All right, there are a few other details I'm not too crazy about, but I'll get into them in a second. The midsole, which everyone always wants to know about, is very nice. So you have the dual foam blend with a Piva midsole at the top, so your foot sits into that. It's a nice cushion feeling with EVA mixture on the bottom, so you kind of collapse into that and get that spring up. And assisting that spring in the middle of the two foams is your carbon fiber plate. Right, you see it through there, through the cutout. All right, you do not notice the plate. It does not. It is while it is a it is a stiff shoe. Um, it's really nice. It has like a kind of an even, nice little rock to it, as you can see. So I really enjoy that. It is you don't sink into it. It's a nice bounce. Um, that's what I can say. I feel it just going with my foot. It's absolutely pleasant for if you're doing those runs of either recovery or long distance. Now, to test out the shoe, I did a 5x5. I did 5 miles at my easy recovery pace and absolutely loved it. And then I did a 5 mile marathon pace. That still felt pretty good. I could see a lot of people using this for their marathon shoe, especially if you are like someone just to goal just to finish it. You're not worried about your time. You're gonna be up there on your feet for 4.5 to 6 hours, whatever. This would be a great option. However, I did run some pickups in that marathon effort, marathon pace effort, and it's a struggle to get going. This is a shoe built for one thing and one thing only, and that is to kind of go slow. Right? So what I'm trying out now is I'm trying out a new system of how to rate this shoe. We're gonna have 3 levels. We have our standout, we have our fit in, your perfectly fine running shoes. Most shoes fit in are fine, and then your outcast, the one that are a total mess. All right. So let's see how this one stands up. So looking first at the overall looks, I give this a 4 out of 5. All right, it's not exciting, but I like the detail to it. I like the color. It pops. It makes me think this is a nice, clean running shoe, and that does the work really well. Now, one problem I have, and this might just be me, is if you look at the logo real quick. Yes, it's got that iridescent logo to it. This material, you hear that? It's almost like I could pick it off. Kind of like if you ever go to if you're at the beach and you go into one of those like novelty T-shirts and novelty T-shirt shops, and they're probably the really sexual sayings or really like my wife made me this shirt. I don't know, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Material feels like it's just like glued on, and this has that feeling. Like if you put it in the washer, it will just peel right off. I'm sure that's not the case. I'm sure they really put it in there well, but it even over here, the same thing here, it feels that way, and I don't like it. It bothers me. All right. So for that reason, I'm giving the upper a. I'm sorry, giving the overall looks a 4 out of 5. All right. Going with the upper, as I said before, it is very comfortable. It's very good. I am going to give it a 4 out of 5, though. That 1 point coming off because of the breathability of the shoe. I think it could be better there. All right. Going down to the midsole, absolutely fantastic. I'm giving that a 5 out of 5. Midsole, I love it. I'm sure other people will like different feels more, but this one is a top notch for me. Right. Now we're going to the price. And the price is the biggest downfall of this shoe. This shoe costs $225, which is a hefty price tag for this shoe. There are a lot of other shoes out there that do similar things and are much cheaper and have more versatility. So this is a shoe you would get if you are doing like a 4 shoe rotation, or you're just kind of a beginner runner or something like that. Um, don't go, like as a person who has several shoes, probably too many shoes, definitely too many shoes. This fills a great category for my shoe. So adding up the scores, that gives me a, let's see, 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5, that gives me an 8 out of 10 plus another 5. That gives me a 15. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right. So we're ending up with a 16 out of 20. That took me longer because I am a reading specialist in my real job, and not a math specialist. I probably never will be. My 8-year-old son is coming back with math problems that I don't know how to help him with. Anyway, so on my scaling that I'm doing for the standout runs, what I rate it as, anything from 1 to 10 is going to be your lower standing shoes. It's your outcast, if you will. Yes, we are harsh here. It takes a lot to stand out. Your 11 to 16 are your. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna change it a bit. I can do that. I'm gonna say 11 to 15 is your fit in, and 16 to 20 is your standout shoes. And this, my friends, is a standout shoe. You are getting your money's worth. Now, obviously, I don't expect you to go out and buy this shoe right away because, again, price tag. But also, there's a lot of other shoes to consider. So let's compare these to some of those shoes you might want instead of this one.
The first shoe is obviously the original Hoka Skyward. So the price difference is a major jump. You go from $190 to $225 for the Sky 2. The original was 11.3 ounces. The new one is 10.4 ounces, a considerable weight dump. You go down 4 millimeters from 48 to 44 and 43 to 39, keeping that 5 millimeter. The major upgrade is in the midsole, using an updated PIBA and supercritical EVA. Next, we'll look at the Vomero Plus. Now, the Vomero Plus is similar in weight, 295 grams, 45 and 35, so it's a considerably higher drop. Now, this is a very comfortable shoe, and I will say this one you can put more speed into the Vomero Plus. You can get more miles, so this one I can see being more of a daily trainer instead of just a recovery or long distance run. Next is the Puma Mag Max Nitro 2. Again, you're dropping weight to 285. You have that 10 millimeter drop with 46.36. So that's closer to the Vomero Plus, but again, this shoe is harder to get going, but I much more prefer the Skyward X2 foam. It's much more bouncy, and I like the fit of the upper a bit more. The Nitro 2, I just sink in too much. Now, on the opposite side of that is the Hyper Boost Edge. So this is the lightest of them, the 236 grams, 45 millimeter heel, and 35 millimeter height, so 10 millimeter. So you notice that all of these shoes, except for the Skyward X2, is a 10 millimeter drop, which is kind of a safe one. This shoe is going to be your fastest of all of them. But again, as most people would say, you lose a lot of points with the shoe because of the upper. There's a lot of problems with it, a lot of complaints, but not everyone agrees. So this could be a really great shoe. Now the question is, what would I rather do a long run in? And that is the Skyward X2 all day. If I want to pick up speed, it's the Hyper Boost Edge. So all these shoes are similar stacks, similar heights, but I like the Skyward X2.
So again, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. The Hoka Skyward X2 has cemented itself as one of my favorite shoes of the year, and one I'll be reaching for many, many times as I keep trying to build up my mileage to a marathon. Let me just say, guys, I'm really working hard to make this a great channel. I'm building a new website as we speak, and an update to the app. I'm adding new features, correcting some features I was not happy with. My overall goal is to give you all the best experience possible, and to really make this a community for runners of all types. Why am I doing this? Because basically, I want people to socialize with. I love running, and I want to share that love with other people. So that is why I created Standout Running. That is why I continue to make these videos. So if you don't mind, please like, subscribe. It costs you nothing, but it means everything to me. And it means I'm on the right track, I'm doing a good job, and maybe someday I'll get a special box sent to me. Please give me that box. All right, well, everyone, find your flow, be bold, be fast, be you, be good.